Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel, The Stamps Family. On tonight, we will be having a mukbang with turkey burgers and what it is, sauteed mushrooms, sauteed onions, turkey bacon, wheat bread, corn. That's what I have. I have tomatoes and lettuce, mustard and mayonnaise and avocado. My husband don't like that kind of stuff. So tonight we're gonna do a little mukbang. You have something to say? You tell them what you have because you don't have.
I have lettuce, sauteed onion and mushrooms, along with turkey bacon. And I don't care too much for mayonnaise and mustard. I don't really like mayonnaise and mustard on my sandwich.
That's the best part.
So I put ketchup on my hamburgers. So if I'm eating a ham and cheese sandwich, I'm only eating it just with
dry
cheese.
Dry. You want to bless the food before we
Father, we thank you for this time of food, fun, and fellowship. And we just ask your blessing upon this food. May it be nourishment to our bodies and give us health and strength. These blessings we ask in Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
All right, so.
And this was a quick 27 minutes is how long it took me to cook this. Y'all will see in another video, the cooking video of me preparing this meal for tonight.
Well, they should see that video first.
Yeah, they're gonna see that one first and they're gonna see this one second.
All right.
It's sloppy, so
let me taste this corn.
it's sloppy because I like a lot of stuff on mine.
Wow.
Good. Really good.
It's fresh corn, huh?
Is it sweet?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, this burger good.
You can't eat corn, huh?
I'm allergic, but I can have it because it's only about two.
Two.
It goes 1 through 4. So one if it is at 2, you can have 1s and you can have 2s, but you can't have 3s and 4s. That's how they number it. So we do have a subject. Whenever my husband want to jump into it, and the subject is how we met.
I don't know what you mean. When I want to jump into it.
When you want to jump into it, because he have his side and I have my side.
No.
Oh, this is good. Well, and it's healthy because it's wheat bread, vegetables, lettuce, turkey. But we really don't eat a lot of beef.
And so I'm drinking, green tea. So I drink green tea or either water.
It's good. I'm wipe some of that salt off though. I shouldn't have put salt on mine.
Yeah.
Oh, this corn good.
It is good, I told you.
Oh, it's really good.
You know this is a mukbang, so I see some people when they mukbang have juice
Slurping.
dripping
Juice
all
dripping.
from their mouth, so they understand.
This is good. This is good. We didn't have to rush this meal because the boys ain't have nothing tonight.
All right, go ahead. We ain't got much longer before this food is out.
So, let me see if you remember, what year did we meet? What year did we meet?
We met August. We met August 14th, I think. Either it was August 19th or August 14th of 1994.
94. Like you was correct with that one.
And that's easy because I met you a couple of months after I graduated.
I was still in high school. So I met you when I was a junior, in my ending junior year.
You met me.
Going into my senior year.
the start of your senior year, because that was August. You started school.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right. Yeah. And it was funny how we met. I used to sing in this choir, this youth choir, and our choir went to it was a musical.
Yeah, it was kind of like a Friday night musical.
It was a Friday night. Yeah, it was. It sure was. It was a musical.
But you know what? I know it was a Friday night or a Sunday night.
I don't think it was no Sunday. It was no Sunday.
The other coin must be for me, huh?
Yeah. So you want to finish the story?
No, keep going.
And so we went to go sing at this church. I'm not gonna call no names of the church, but we had the baddest youth choir.
Right.
I'm telling the truth.
Right.
We had the baddest youth choir
In the city of New Orleans.
in the city of New Orleans.
So if anybody from New Orleans is watching it,
you know what we're talking about.
you know at that time. Well, they had a couple of good youth choirs.
But youth choir, I'm talking about youth choir.
Yeah, right. They had a couple of. New Orleans is known for good choirs, but they probably had the best youth choir in the city at that time. In previous years before that, because they used to come like 100 deep. They used to rent charter buses and stuff when they traveled.
That was the good old days.
Mm-hmm.
And so we was singing. I remember singing in a balcony. We was in a balcony.
Right.
We was in a balcony and we was singing because it was packed. That church was packed, so we was at the top. And
y'all packed the church out because y'all brought that many kids.
And so one of my best friends at the time, she was like, "That boy looking up here at you."
And I wasn't.
I said, "What boy?" She said, "Him right there." I said, "Oh no, he into church." He looked like a church boy. He clapping, and I said, "Oh no." And so when church was over, I think y'all church used to serve food and stuff in the back. Y'all used to give like cake and punch or something. Something y'all had back there.
Yeah, that night I think it was cake and punch or
Cake
something.
and punch. And I was coming from the kitchen and I walked like on the side by the pastor's office. I think that was the pastor's office. And so he came out and all he said was, "Hello, how you doing?" That was it. He didn't say nothing else. So I was like, "Oh, hey, how you doing?" And so I went and got on the bus. And when we was on the bus, I told my friend, I said, "I should have gave that boy my number." And she said, "Well, write it down. I'll go give it to him." So she wrote it down. She came and gave it to you?
Yeah, she said, well, she came approaching me. And she had the number in her hand. And she's like, "Here." So when she initially gave it to me, I was like, okay, she giving me her number. But she was like, "I'm gonna get it, man." She was maybe a couple of years younger than us. So I was uncomfortable, like I was kind of shocked, like she must not know how old I am. I'm 18. I'm out of high school. The little girl had to be about what, 14 or 15? And so she handed me the number. She said, "My friend wanted me to give this to you." So I didn't really know who she was talking about. And so I just kept the number and just.
For a long time.
I put it in my pocket, brought it home. So this was Friday, right? So at that time, here in the city of New Orleans, they had a couple of little spots that I used to go to. Like, and when I say hit the streets, I was just having fun, just being an 18-year-old kid. And I won't call them none of the name of the spots that I used to go to, because I probably wasn't even old enough to get in there.
You wasn't.
One of them was. Everybody knew club.
You know what?
I could say this because you had to be 18 to get in there. Club Rumors. Everybody, that was like the hottest teen, well, I won't say teen club.
A lot of teens went.
Yeah, but that was the hottest club like in the city of New Orleans. And so Rumors was hot. You had other couple of little spots I can't say because I wasn't old enough to be in them. And so just so happened, I think it was a Thursday night, I decided, a couple of my classmates who I graduated high school with, and some guys who I went to high school with that graduated the year before, they were home for the summer. They were football players. They were on football scholarship at schools in the state.
Good.
And they called me, Stacky, let's go get him. So we used to make all them runs, but this night I was just tired because I was working at one of the local stores, grocery stores. And I was working in the meat department.
Good.
And so I was just tired.
So, what you about to say? That's why you called me?
And so, yeah, I was bored, didn't have nothing to do.
He was bored.
And so I said, you know what? Let me call this little chick who gave me a number. Now, mind you, I didn't really know who it was. But then, when I called her, and we started sparking up the conversation, I was like, okay, now tell me, I want to make sure I got the right person. Which one of you, who were you in the choir? Where were you sitting? Whatever. And that's when you told me, oh, I was the one that walked past you when you...
So you knew I was the person who gave you the number?
Not until then.
And so then once I told you who I was. Why?
I was like, oh, okay.
Oh, wow.
I'm going to be honest with you. I wasn't interested in like pursuing anything like that. I just wasn't, because I knew I was getting ready to go to college. And I just, I think my mind was closed and not looking at her from that perspective because I just didn't really want to get into anything. And so we talked a couple of days, I think, and then I ended up going to see her.
I was excited he was coming.
Now, my first time at the house now.
Oh, Lord.
I pulled up in front of the house. I had no intention, I'm just coming to see you. We stand outside talking. I get to the house, and just so happened, her family must have had choir rehearsal or something at the church that they were going to right down the street from the house. And her aunties, cousins, mama, everybody in the house. And they're like, come inside and don't let me go meet you. I'm like, baby, I just met this girl. I don't really even know her. This is my first time seeing her since that day. It's like, this ain't nothing
serious.
What y'all doing? Man, I came in the house and by that time, I knew that you were Chantel. Oh.
No names.
No, I forgot. I knew that your cousin and I graduated.
Read together.
High school. And so when she wasn't there, but her mom, sisters.
I ran your way. You got scared, huh?
I'm like,
I had to put my ponytail and had gel. I had gel on my ear. Pants.
Some brown pants starched up. And I'm looking like, okay. And it was just so uncomfortable for me because I'm like, man, I ain't come over here to be
Dating.
I'm like, damn, she must ain't never had no boyfriend before.
No, I did.
You know, like I'm like, what's
I
going
think because
I'm about to call her name, but your grandma was there too.
But I think because you was a church boy, normally I didn't date church boys.
No,
They
it
was
had nothing.
excited.
Yeah, it had nothing to do with it. 'Cause
I don't know, they was excited. I don't know why. They always there.
they ain't knew I was no church boy until they got to know me. But yeah, I was just uncomfortable. I'm like, man, I was like, oh, I ain't coming back over here. But you know, we hit it off.
That was good. I could use another one, but I'm not.
Really?
I didn't really eat a lot of lunch today. And what happened?
We hit it off. And I'm talking about from the perspective of being friends.
Friends, yeah. We was friends a long time.
I used to bring some of my friends over to her house. Not anybody that I was dating, but matter of fact, this friend I brought to her house, she was in our wedding. She's like a sister to me. But at first she didn't believe that.
Yeah, I thought that was your
No,
boo thing.
Not boo. But no, we like brothers and sisters.
But when I met you, you was dating some. You had a friend already, so.
Mm-hmm. I was dating this young lady, but things didn't work out. We was going in two different directions. I don't mean to be smacking, but
You supposed to smack,
these corners off the chain. Oh
and
my,
you thought it wasn't gonna be.
oh my God.
You thought it wasn't gonna be because you said.
Yeah, but this is not the known name brand corn on the cob that you buy in the bag. This is like corn that the produce section
Mm-hmm.
wrapped up, and I'm
Just like
surprised.
fresh.
Right?
I kind of wish.
Oh my God, this is good.
I kind of wish we had some of that Beloved sauce to go with it. I don't know if y'all know who Beloved is, but she do the seafood.
I know we wasn't calling people names.
Well, she has a seafood mukbang. I'm talking about person.
So you promoting the?
Oh no, I ain't promoting. But she don't need to be promoted. She's well known. She don't.
Well,
She don't need to be promoted.
we tasted one time. What we ate that with
It
seafood.
was good. It was good.
But
I love it.
to me, Beloved sauce, the sauce kind of tastes similar to what we have here where we live in New Orleans. It's called barbecue shrimp.
Barbecue shrimp.
And if many of you who have ever been to New Orleans or live in New Orleans and have tasted Beloved, you might be in agreement with it.
It is good.
It's slightly, very similar, but
It tastes better when it's It tastes better when it sits in a freezer and then the frosting.
oh, because everything.
Don't get off the subject because. So then, when did we really start dating? After that,
Well,
I'm kind of still hungry. Midget, bring me some of them green guacamole chips.
I think we were kind of, we wasn't really, I can't really say,
We was friends for a long time.
yeah, we were like friends and you know, we hung out a lot, you know, and it wasn't any type of sexual type stuff. It really wasn't. We just enjoyed each other's company. You know, we flirted and did those kind of things, you know. And
But I think I was more
hugged
into
and
him.
kissed and
I was
stuff
more
like that.
into
but-
him than he was me because we was just friends. But I started kind of like really.
Well, at that time,
Thank you, son.
I started to come to the understanding. Hey man, it would be nice if you could give me a little corn.
They don't have no more corn. They have more corn. How many corns they have left? Say midget one.
That's okay. That's okay.
Midget got to have two.
Because it has to be warm. How many more is left? 2. That's okay. And so,
Want some of these guacamole, Drew?
what I was saying.
You were saying that we was friends.
Well, right. I had got to the place where I really started to understand that my wife, she was a good person. She had a good heart. And I just didn't want a chance really getting involved with her and then like just kind of hurting her. Like she was just too good of a person.
So you
And I knew that she was kind of into me, like really, really into me. And I just wasn't ready for that kind of commitment because
you were still young in college.
I was in college. I had went away for a while, and we talked. I came home every other weekend. I came home. I saw her. I would come in on a Friday and probably spend Friday evening and part of Friday night going into Saturday morning. We were sitting on the sofa talking. It wasn't nothing, sexual. It was I just enjoyed her
I
company.
think once you came to my prom, it started getting up. Did it? Not really. A little bit. Serious.
Not yeah.
You gotta think. You gotta do all that.
Not really. So yeah, I mean,
remember we still gotta talk when this video. Over.
yeah, probably around your prom, but we didn't. There was nothing sexual happening there. So right, the prom, yeah, we were kind of like really, not really serious, but like okay, we were really, really, really close. And so I went through a period. I went through a period in my life at that time where I was running from some things. And if you know who I am now, and you know what I am now, you could quite understand from what perspective I'm talking about because I'm a pastor. So I was really literally running from the call.
Your call, yeah.
And so I was all over the place. Not that I was a whorish person. I was messing with this woman. I just, that was some things that I was not ready to settle down to do. And that was relationship. And that was, answering the call that was on my life. But it's still that but let me say this because I don't want to be offensive. And I had to really be careful because people who know me know what I was dealing with and who I was dealing with at that time. And I don't want to come across as being offensive, but I was in situations that I shouldn't have been in. That probably wasn't a genuine mutual feeling because I was really running from
the calling on me.
both, kind of sort of. And I was a young man that I was mature because I had friends and associates that were much older than I was. I dealt with older females because I was mature for my age. And I knew a lot of that, not a lot because it wasn't a lot, but that was a route I just wasn't. Some of those, those young men, some of those young women had children and stuff, and like I mean, at 19, 18 years old or whatever, I wasn't trying to be nobody's stepdad. You know, like, or what have you, I just wasn't ready for a lot of that. And so, I went through my little turbulence. And in the process, some things happened between her and I that brought about a strain. And without getting into details, there were some things that happened between her and I that I can honestly say I took the majority of the fall for it. It was my fault.
It wasn't all your fault.
Well, it wasn't, but I'm just saying the way I handled it, it wasn't right. Without getting into any particulars, but
Yeah.
I didn't handle the situation right, and it brought about some stress and stuff with her. And I mean, you lost weight and everything.
Not because of you.
Okay.
Don't be telling nobody that.
Well, you was a little stressed out.
Well, because I was ready and you wasn't.
Right. So, we had a little turbulence for about a year.
And then in 1997, hey son. And then when did we get really? I think we got really serious.
Well, I had an epiphany.
Cause we started.
I think that's what you said. I might have said it wrong. Mm-hmm. And it was, I know where I was. I can't tell you where I was, but I know where I was. Not you. I already told you this. You already know. Talking about people watching you.
And then get ready for this. Another thing, I always been plus size, and he didn't really date plus size girls. He always dates slim and trim, light skinned, pretty girls. Not that I ain't pretty, but he ain't never had a thickums. Well, how was that experience, dating somebody that you was not really attracted to?
No, see, no.
And they probably looking at you, but he ain't always been
No,
thick.
I ain't never been. I wasn't. No,
He blamed me for getting
right.
thick.
I got like this because since I've been married. I've been married 24 years. And I stopped a lot of my activities because my wife wouldn't like me to go play basketball. She was just, in the beginning of our marriage, she was kind of
clingy
and insecure
because of the situation.
Yeah, and so I just, I ain't gonna say I let myself go because that's not a good word to say. I was happy. Let me say that. I got too happy.
They're gonna say that was 24 years ago before we should have did something about that. But we have up and down.
Yeah, up and down.
I mean,
I'm. But anyway, so let me say this: not being attractive to somebody, for me, is not always from a physical. Now, for most men, that's the first thing that captures our attention: a woman's physical appearance. And even if she's not that Coke bottle model type, fine individual or woman, sometimes our minds can navigate through all of that. And it depends upon her personality. And Chrissy had a wonderful personality. She had a good personality. And on top of that, when I brought her around to my family, they were like they instantly fell in love. Kind of sort of like what her family did. Yeah. I didn't bring her around my people. It was a while before I brought her around my family because I didn't bring. Let me tell you something. I was brought up old school, and my grandparents raised me, and my grandfather was always like, if you got a woman or a girl in your life, you respect her. So they always told me, don't bring nobody here that you really can't see yourself being with, or whatever. You're not serious. Don't play with girls' emotions and stuff. And so I didn't do that. I didn't bring girls. Now some of them used to just come to the house, pop up. They knew where I lived, but they would stay on the outside. I wouldn't let them come in. And one popped up one day. One popped up one day, and I wasn't there. And just so happened, my mom was home, and she was like, but somebody named such and such is here. I was like, okay, tell her I'm coming. So when I got there, she was in the house.
You knew me?
Yeah.
We were just friends?
Yeah, we wasn't